Okay, everything seems to be working. Hello everyone and welcome back. Eno, are we there yet? We are there now, Eno. Thank you so much for dropping in. Okay, I think everything is working fine. I think we can get going. Let's see if we can load our save. Okay, already something is happening. Let's see. We can just push through. We're in the game. Everything seems to be working. At least, maybe not those files that just popped up, but it's working well enough to play. Okay, welcome back to Morrowind and this deathless challenge run that we're doing. Yesterday, it's fine, except it's still not open MV. True. I'm kind of cursing myself at the moment for not using mods, at least like stability mods, right? Time to kill cliff racers. Hello, and welcome. You know, I actually thought about that. You see, I made a promise to Velo to kill like every cliff racer I come across. I'm like the real life Job or something. But I don't actually remember the promise itself. Like, I remember my part of the promise, but like, what was the deal? I don't remember. Hopefully you do, Velo. Either way, well, welcome. And Umalumas! Siaman, hello, and welcome! Welcome, how are you doing, Uma? Yesterday, when I read Discord, it seemed to me like you wouldn't be able to make it, but I'm super happy that you're here. Hopefully you're not, like, skipping class or anything. That would be really bad. The deal is my silence, okay. I don't speak of your crimes, and you kill all cliff racers, okay. I don't remember what crimes I committed. Was it like something related to, like, I don't remember at all actually, and now, of course you can't tell me because of your silence, right? So that's the issue, right? Hello old friends, hello. Yeah, it's so great to see you all again. See your names, that is. I guess we can just get going. So where we ended up last time was that we actually successfully raided a dungeon in this general area, the Urshulaki burial site or something, and our inventory is stacked with very expensive items. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go to Creeper and sell basically everything I don't need, and after that we can train our character so that we can get to level 3. And after that, we can continue on with the main story. Doing great. My professor called out, so I have the day off. Oh, I see. How fortunate. It's like a coincidence, Uma. Hopefully I didn't do anything sinister in the background. You know what you did. Maybe it's one of those things like I'm trying to like repress a memory or something. Anyways, let's go. So again, I want to get to Caldera so I can get to a merchant, but I should have a mark right here, so I just teleport to my mark in this town, Balmora, and then I can just head on over to the teleportation lady, get to Caldera, and yeah, let's do some selling. I guess this part could be a bit boring, me just dragging items and resetting the merchant's gold, but hopefully we'll get through this fairly quickly. The one, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't actually do this at Creeper, now that I think about it. Because Creeper only have 5,000 gold, not quite 5,000 at this point, because I've already sold some stuff to him. But, you know, you showed me the mudcrab merchant yesterday. And I think we should probably sell some stuff at the mudcrab merchants, at least like the most expensive stuff, so that we get as much gold as possible. Such as the Mage Bane. So we can't, like, we want to get as close as possible to 32,000, and we can't get that at Creepers. So I think that's the plan. So let's just sell a bunch of other crap that we don't need here at Creeper, and then we'll move on to the mudcrab. Also, Uma, if you're still around, have you played Morrowind before? I'm not sure if I've asked you that before. I'm a bit curious. Let's see, what can we sell? Let's sell some soul gems. I'm not gonna do any enchanting, so I can get rid of it without any issues. Okay, now we're already over limit. Yeah, let's do something like that. And let's head to the Mud Crab Merchant and let's see what we can sell there. I guess the one annoying thing about the Mud Crab Merchant is that he's like, barely I tried but struggled and got mad. Well, at some point I got mad as well, and I made my like online persona after that. But I completely understand. Like the way I'm playing Morrowind at the moment is not indicative of like how it usually goes on your first playthrough. Like me flying around using the boots of blinding speed, like yeah, all that stuff. Let's see, I want to, if possible, sleep somewhere. But I don't actually know which bed is owned, and I know that the Mages Guild will be very annoyed if I sleep in an owned bed. Ah, screw it. Let's just restore a Magicka using a Magicka potion. Yeah, so as I was saying, like, when you first play this game, you don't know about all the tricks. Like the teleportation magic, that's huge. Like, just getting from place A to place B to place C in Morrowind is actually kind of a struggle if you're new to this game. Because you don't have fast travel. That is quite easily like rectified using Silt Striders and stuff like that. But then you have the issue of like trying to figure out where to go for quests and stuff. I keep trying every couple of months, and I'll probably try again over Thanksgiving break. I mean, I will say this, Umaluma. If you get over like this initial hurdle of just trying to understand the game, oh, by the way, I'm flying at the moment. This is something you're not figuring out early on in the game. Like this little trick here that gives you flight is actually something that is revealed to you in a quest line for a specific faction in the game called the is it called the Tribunal? The Temple? Something like that. But if you know the trick, you can just activate flying mode whenever you wish. And again, like this is one of those instances of like when you're proficient at the game, or at least somewhat proficient at the game, you can figure out all these super exploitative tricks to make the game super easy to play. Okay, so the merchant is over here, south of the... I can't pronounce his name. Messang ruins? So let's fly over there, head to the crab merchant. Oh wait, this is actually gonna be super annoying, I realized. I mean, I guess we can head to the merchant anyways and sell what we can, but here's the issue. In order to reset the gold of a merchant, because in this game, much like Skyrim for instance, every merchant in the game has a limit of how much gold they have. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you so much, yes, and I'm curious to see if you know, actually manage to get into the game. But yeah, as I was saying, every merchant in this game has a limit on how much gold they have, just as in Skyrim. But just as in Skyrim, you can reset that gold by just waiting in-game. But the issue is that if you're flying like this, you can't actually use the wait mechanic. If I press the T button, which is the wait, it says you can only rest on solid ground. And as long as you're levitating like this, you're not on solid ground. And I can't, as far as I know, please correct me if I'm wrong here, like I can't actually turn off. Oh, here's a cliff racer. I need to kill it. Otherwise, I'm not sure what Velo will reveal, but I'm sure it's not good. So I'll do this for you. And let's not be stupid here and actually use our overpowered items. There we go. So I can see you, Mr. Cliff Racer, but you can't see me. There we go. I saw your little friend there as well. I probably shouldn't be doing this, because taking fights that I'm not sure if I can win is probably a bad idea, and I also waste mana poisons. Okay, but as long as I'm invisible, I should be fine, and I am completely invisible to these creatures as long as I activate this item right here, the Amulet of Shadows, one of the best items in the game, and I would say that it's the strongest item in the game. We did discuss this a bit yesterday, and Eno brought up the Hellset's Ring item, and that's really good as well. Here we go. But you need to do like jump through a bunch of hoops in order to get that item. Whereas this item I do not want to sell, by the way. Okay, let's get as much money as we can out of Mage Bane, but I'm actually just gonna head back to Caldera to the other merchant, so I can like rest properly. But yeah, in order to get the Ring of the King, you need to, yeah, you need to jump through a few hoops. Well, that's also the same for the Amulet of Shadows, I suppose. So maybe the power difference is more similar than I thought. But I think in order to get the King's Ring, you need to kill like his guard and the king himself, and I think that's kind of tricky. Alright, so in order to get the ability to rest, I need to get rid of my levitation buff, and as I said, I can't get rid of this buff on my own. So what I'll have to do is find a bed and pass time that way. Because even though you can't like wait in order to pass time, you can still sleep. So I can still do this, for instance. I'm still flying. There we go. And I can just go back to Vivec later to reapply the flying blessing. So I guess I did waste a few moments there just getting this buff. But it's fine, it's fine. And as I said, like, I'm just gonna take a few moments to... And by the way, this is how you reset the merchant gold in this game. Just wait for 24 hours like that, and boom, 5,000 gold. So let's get as much money as we can out of the wizard's staff. Let's wait again. And let's get as much money as we can out of this helmet. It's such a shame that you lose so much money, but it is what it is. Actually, this is something I'm really looking forward to when it comes to Oblivion. In that game, for some reason, they have like infinite money for each merchant. So if I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, in Oblivion, each merchant has a max amount of gold that they buy items for at basically. But as long as you sell items at that price, they will buy as many items as you possibly would want to sell. So in that sense, it's a bit more convenient to sell items. In fact, like my biggest... I'm not sure if it's my biggest criticism, but one of the things I really dislike about Skyrim is that at the later parts of the game, like when you're like rocking glass armor and dragon armor and stuff like that, it gets really annoying to just offload your loot. You have to like go to so many different merchants and sometimes even like travel between cities in order to just again access merchant with enough gold to buy your stuff. Okay, so this merchant only buys a couple of things, and I have another merchant right here that will buy the rest. Have you played the remaster? Good question, Umaluma, good question. I have, but not for long, like just for an hour or so. Because I was really excited when they announced, or rather revealed, the Oblivion remaster, because Oblivion is one of my all-time favorites. I would actually probably put it as my absolute favorite Elder Scrolls game, but you know, we can have that discussion as well to figure out which one is the best. But as I was playing the Oblivion remaster, I was like I've played through this game before. Like I've completed every single quest. There's nothing left for me to like experience. So yeah, after an hour or maybe two, I quit. But, and I'm really happy you brought this up. Oh, he can't actually buy everything. So let's do something like that and reset his gold. But now I have an excuse to play the remaster, right? So once we're done with Morrowind, which hopefully will not take that long. Well, it all depends on how many times I die, of course. I've already died once, so it's not looking that good, I suppose. But assuming that we actually manage to beat this game on this try, we can get going and play the remastered version of Oblivion, which I haven't actually finished ever. As I said, only played a couple of hours or so. Okay, so now we're sitting pretty at 35,000 gold. That's a lot more than what we had. So what should we do now? We should, well, get going again with the main story. And in order to continue on with the main story, I need to get to level 3. And let's get to a trainer that will allow us to get one more skill into the short blade skill. Here we go. I felt that way too, but I loved the game so much and I had nothing else to do, so I beat almost all the main story quests. Goddamn Fighters Guild glitched out. Oh, really? Also, if there's any moderator that wants to delete or ban the bot, please go ahead. I will do it later, but at the moment I fear for tabbing out of the game. Hey guys, hello Evil Troy! Welcome back, welcome back! How are you doing this fine, what is it, Wednesday? And yeah, thank you so much for dropping by today and yesterday. It was really fun having you here. Thank you, Velo, thank you. You are awesome. Cool. I only needed one more skill point in order to level up. But, you know, we did actually save time yesterday by going to the dungeon we mentioned. Doing good, thanks for asking, that's great to hear. And also, if I remember correctly, you said that you got like a great job after college, right? And I don't actually remember if I asked what the job actually was. And again, I don't want to price. Like, if you don't want to tell me that, like, that's totally fine. But I'm a bit curious. Okay, so we are level 3 now, or at least we will be very soon, once we have actually rest and get to level 3, and then... Yeah, there's nothing stopping us. We can just get going immediately with the main story. At some point I want some more Magicka potions. I only have 13 at the moment, that's not a lot. Hi Velo, by the way, I'm lurking, taking care of things. Awesome. But I think 13 Magicka potions is enough for now. Okay, so what attribute should we get? I really like getting luck. Maybe intelligence, willpower? I don't need speed. Like, I really don't. I have the Boots of Blinding speed. And personality, I'm not actually sure what it does in this game. I guess it increases, like, disposition to other characters. But I have a charm spell, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just go full mage. Or maybe I should actually put some points into endurance to increase my health. Like, I will only get 1 point in endurance here, but that's fine. Maybe that point will save my life at some point. I'm working for an IT company, but I also have a side job of doing administration of a graveyard. When I see the word graveyard, I'm immediately like taken into like a fantasy world, right? And a graveyard in a fantasy world is usually like a dungeon or something, right? So I just got like an image just popped up in my head where you know, we're walking around a graveyard fighting zombies or something. But I assume it's not as that exciting. Alright, let's get to Chaos Crusaders, the main quest giver guy, and we can continue on doing quests for him. So in order to just recap everyone to what we're doing in the main story. Nope, it's not that exciting. I figured. But I could see it being actually very peaceful. Actually, one summer, when I was taking a few summer courses at university, I actually took a class outside of like the physics like constellation. Like it was a class in ethics, if I remember correctly. Yeah, like so there was like a different part of the university that you know was handling that particular class. And to get to that campus, I actually had to walk through a graveyard. But, you know, graveyards are pretty places. I thought of like a horror movie in a haunted house. Exactly. That's exactly where my mind went as well, Uma Luma. Hello, Hylocus too. Is Hylocus here? Hylocus! I haven't seen you in chat, but if you're here lurking or whatever, welcome. I'm very happy that you're here. Yeah. Hi, I'm here. Hello, hello. I'm sorry if you wanted to, you know, keep a low profile or something, but I'm extremely happy that you're here, Ilocus. Yeah, very happy to see you. I distinctly remember like the first time we met Hilocus playing Dark Souls, and I actually thought it's fine. Great to see you again. Yeah, likewise. I've actually been really excited to stream Elden Ring. To, you know, get that, like, Souls streaming experience back again. However, unfortunately, I couldn't help myself, and I actually played through Elden Ring off stream. I mean, I can still stream it, of course, but it won't be a first playthrough, unfortunately. Because, you know, the Dark Souls stream was really fun, and you was a large part about that stream. Well, everyone was, but I remember specifically meeting you there. Okay, so we got the quest from Chaos Crusaders, and now our next step is Vivec. Oh yeah, I was talking about the story in this game. So, you know what? I just remembered. We should actually sleep some more and reset Amulet Shut. Oh no, it's actually fully charged. Never mind. Let's just keep going. So, we are doing some chores for the rip guy we just talked to, Chaos Crusaders, and let's also do a teleportation so we can fly again. And we are investigating a faction called the Sixth House. And what Chaos Crusaders is asking us to do is speak to a bunch of his informants, and you know, get the information that they have. We have spoken to 2 of these informants in Balmora, the city we just teleported from, and now there are 2 or 3 informants, I think, in Vivec, and we are now level 3, so we have the quest to speak to them. So it's these people. Adi, okay, give me a second here. Adi Ranir, Meramilo, as well as Hulija. I don't remember exactly where these people are located. If I remember correctly, Hulija is in a bar. Could it be in the foreign quarters? I remember like the situation is in, like he's being harassed by a bunch of other people, which is unfortunate, but we're gonna help him, don't you guys worry. But could it be in the foreign quarters, perhaps? So the bar is called... Oh, I don't actually remember what it's called. Yes, here we go. Okay, so we need to escort him from this corner club into a bookshop that should be here somewhere. Let's see. Apothecary, Alchemist, rare books. Yeah, alright. So this is like the first obligatory escort quest in this game. And it's
what do you think
by far
is
the...
something I can do for you. Your turn to talk. Ours to listen.
The least annoying one, because we're gonna do some escort quests later on, and they're gonna be a pain. Okay, so in order to do this, I don't remember. Do you talk to these guys first or Hulija? Troublesome Foom. The sight of Friagonian offenses raises thugs, and yes, this is a common theme in this setting. The Dunmer people are slave owners, and they tend to keep like Argonians as slaves. And there's a quest in this game where you can like spend time with like an underground movement to like free a bunch of slaves, and that's actually the quest itself isn't that, I guess, exciting, but you know, the act of, you know, changing the society in Morrowind or whatever is kind of cool. Damn, you're fast in this game. I'm not doing a speed run, but I'm trying to be quick. Or if you might be referring to me like flying around like this, and I have the boots of blinding speed that allows me to go that quick. Hell yeah, free the slaves. I agree. I'm not gonna do that this playthrough, unfortunately, because it's actually not related to the main story, and I just want to get through the main story. But I wholeheartedly recommend you trying to free a bunch of slaves and get that questline going. It's actually kind of a hidden questline in this game, which is kind of fun, because if I remember correctly, you need to like free like 5 slaves or something before the quest actually activates. And that's kind of like a neat thing about this game. Like some things are hidden like this. All right, but these guys, these Dunmer, are harassing our friend here, Hulija. And in order to get them off his back, what we can do is we can fail casting spells. Let's try this again. We can try to use charm magic to get them to like us. if we succeed. Come on. I don't have that many mana potions left. One more time. Yeah, there we go. So now he likes us a lot. And he doesn't like us. Okay, did I... Wait here for now. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, okay, they agreed to leave him alone. Okay, I didn't read properly. I thought he still that he still wanted to harass Hylia here. Okay, in that case, please follow me. All right, I'm not reading the dialogue, as you can see. I'm trying to get through the main quest as quick as possible, but I'm trying to, as much as possible, like recap what's happening here. So yeah, we used our charm magic to get the Dark Elves to like us, and then he was like, okay, screw it, Hylia can come with you. So now we take Hylia to this bookstore right here, and he says thank you so much, and we can ask him what he knows about the Nerevarine cult, and I guess the Sixth House. And as he's like giving us these hints, we get like some sort of like a more complete picture of what's actually happening in Morrowind. So we have this new cult, right? The Sixth House, the Nerevarine cult, and they are prophesizing, I guess, the return of Nerevar. Okay, maybe okay, please correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, is this something that the Sixth House actually do? Maybe not. Maybe the Nerevarine cult is separated from the Sixth House. But anyways, there are people that speculate that Nerevar will be reborn as the Nerevarine, and that's, you know, gonna happen very soon. And that's gonna be very important to us. So this is a book merchant, and I want to buy a book from him that I will need later on. So given that I'm here, I'm just gonna do it. I think it's the Pilgrim's Path. Pretty sure it's the Pilgrim's Path. Maybe not. Let me just quickly eye through the books that he sells. Like, I'm 99% sure it's the Pilgrim's Path, but I could be wrong. Okay, I guess we'll see soon enough. Nerevar, Nerevar. So back in the day, in eons past, okay, I actually don't know how long ago this was, but at some point in the story of this game, we had this guy called... Okay, I don't actually remember the lore of this game that properly, but there was this guy called Nerevar. And I'm not sure if he was a god, or if he like could become a god or something. I don't remember, but he had it, like he was... Okay, I probably shouldn't retell the lore of this game, because I don't actually remember properly. But in the past, there was this guy called Nerevar. He was betrayed by his friends and killed. And his friends ascended into godhood. That is the Tribunal. And then we have this other guy called... Is it Insane Force? Oh, good. Yeah, I'm trying my best here. Like, I know I'm like stumbling over my words and stuff because I don't really know what's going on. Or rather, I don't remember. But yeah, the Tribunal became gods maybe after killing Nerevar. I don't completely remember. But maybe Nerevar will have the last laugh, given that he will be reborn as Nerevarine. Alright, so here we have another of Chaos Crusader's informants. I will not try to pronounce this name again, because I can't do it. But she will have another quest for us. So what's happening here is that she's like a tax evader or something, and there's like an Imperial looking for her. And we need to get him off her back, and it's... We just saw him. Wait. We just saw him. Has there been a death already? I only saw a little bit of the VOD. There has been one death. Yes, High Locus. I took a wrong turn. I thought I was going a particular place, and it turns out I didn't. I just walked straight into a monster, and I died. So this is the second attempt. Correct.
You want something, friend?
At this point, though, I'm pretty certain that I am, like, my build is online enough in order to like avoid further deaths. But I can't say for sure. Okay, so we just lied to this guy and said that that the informant is no longer here, and he's like, okay, fine. Given that you charmed me with your magic, I will believe you. So now we can go back to the Khajiit, and now she's happy, and we can ask her everything we know about the Sixth House and the Nerevarine and stuff. Maybe we should actually take a second just to read what's happening here. Yeah, just to get, so that I myself can get like a hum of the lore. So she says that she knows about smuggling, but So some smugglers have a new employer, the Sixth House, who pays very well. But what do they smuggle? She doesn't know, but it's very secret. Okay. And she doesn't know about the Nerevarine cult. Yeah, she just says that's some silly superstition. Alright, so the Nerevarine cult and the Sixth House seems to be separated at the very least. Alright. If you can't recall the lore, instead calculate the magnitude of the sun, as seen from Morrowind. Now that sounds like like a job for me. Let's do that. Oh, that was a wrong turn. I just saw an enemy. But I do remember how the lore was created. Like there was, if I remember the story correctly, there was this writer at Bethesda, right? He like locked himself into a room and like went on like a drug trip, basically, and just conjured the lore up during his trip. Very very interesting. I only remember the story vaguely. I only played this on release. Oh man. Hi Locus, so that means that your experience of Morrowind is also the vanilla version. Because Eno was talking yesterday and saying that, you know, or rather showing us in Discord and whatnot, his game. And yeah, he has modded this game to the high heavens, basically. This game was written from drugs, basically, yeah, if I understood it correctly. But yeah, Eno has modded this game like crazy, and his game looks really good, to be honest. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is trying to find the last informant, and I know that the last informant is in the library in this temple thing, but I don't know the path that well, so I'm just trying to fly around and just figure out. Here we go, the Library of Vivec. So it's this woman right here. Hello. Follow me into the back of the library. We can't talk here. So here's the thing, right? Inside this organization right now that we see right here, this is the temple. The followers of Vivec and the rest of the tribunal. These guys worship the guys who betrayed Nerevar to become gods. However, there is dissent inside this temple. Where people, I guess, want to go back to the old ways of worshipping, which is worshipping a Daedric prince called Ashura. And you probably remember Ashura from like Daedric shrine quests in both Oblivion and Skyrim. So it's really cool how everything is connected. I mean, actually, like the lore of Elder Scrolls is actually quite compelling. I don't know a lot about it, like hands in there, like complete honesty. I'm not an expert, but of what I know, it's actually really cool. Okay, and I'm pretty sure, like right here, she actually tells us about who she's actually loyal to. She says here about Nerevarine cult. There's some dissident priests, and I assume she's a part of these dissident priests. And they have a book called The Progress of Truth, which gives their views on the beliefs of the Nerevarine cult. So this was the book I actually wanted to buy before, that I thought was The Pilgrim's Path. So I don't have the right book, unfortunately. So I will need to go back to the bookseller and get the right book. There are a bunch of things I don't remember as well. I mean, the fact that I didn't remember where to go yesterday was the reason why we died. So yeah. But that's actually kind of fun, because that means that there's room for error. And even though my build that I have right now is quite strong and quite overpowered, you know, abusing flying mechanics, abusing invisibility spells and whatnot, there will still be places where the risk of dying will increase. I will say that. So let's see if we can figure out where to go. Okay, it's not on this level. I guess we can just go back. So I'm trying to find the level where we found Hulijah at. Yeah, it's right here. Perfect. And now we know the name of the book that we're looking for. So let's just fly past all of these guys. Here you go, Yobasha. I'm looking for a book. The Progress of Truth. Not the Pilgrim's Path. Let's see. There we go. The Progress of Truth. Perfect. And you know what? You can have back the Pilgrim's Guide. Or Pilgrim's Path, sorry. I'm not sure if you need to read it or not. I'm actually not entirely sure about the process here. Okay, so she says that I need to get a copy of the Progress of Truth and give this to the Spy Master. And the Spy Master is, of course, our contact here in Vvardenfell. The man called Chaos Crusaders. And I'll just use my recall spell to teleport to a mark that I can place wherever I want in the world. And it just so happens to be in the same town as Chaos Crusaders, who's right here. Hello there. Okay, and he wants me to do some freelance work. And I'll just say no and ask him again about the orders for the next quest. Alright, so now we need to contact the Ashlanders. And if I remember correctly, Ashlanders, they are like the natives or something in Morrowind, and they don't care about the tribunal as much. But they have some insight about Nerevar and Nerevarine. But apparently this guy, Hazor Sain Subani, he's an Ashlander in this town, Aldrune. And this guy will probably know how to get in contact with the rest of the Ashlanders. So let's get to him. You know what? Now that we're in Balmora, I'm actually gonna take a few seconds to craft some mana potions. And in order to do that, I need to go to this shop right here, and talk to this lady, and buy some supplies. So I remember doing my casual playthrough that I went to this shop many times to buy void salts and frost salts. These two ingredients can be combined in order to craft mana potions. So I'm gonna buy a bunch of these, and also I want to point out what I'm actually doing right now. So as you can see, I'm opening the shop. I'm buying 5 frost salts and 7 void salts, which is everything she has. And as I exit this menu and reopen it, she will actually regain 5 frost salts and 7 void salts. So the way this game is coded is that every merchant has like some items that they sell that they will always sell. So even though you buy them, these items will be like respawned in their inventories whenever you like exit the conversation or exit out the screen rather. And it just happened that she has the exact ingredients that I want to buy for mana potions as her default items, that is. So this is, at least what I found, the best way to get mana potions, because mana potions are sold by some merchants in this game. However, they tend not to be these like default items that get respawned. So mana potion is actually in short supply. Alright, so we have 101 frost salts and 105 void salts. That should be enough to craft a few potions at least. So I'm just gonna use my master alchemy set that I robbed from the Mages Guild And I'm just gonna spam the create button to create a restore magic potion. And every time I click this button, there's a chance for failure, which is why I bought so many ingredients, so that at least we're gonna get a few potions out of this. And the chance of success will increase as my alchemy skill increases. So our alchemy skill is right now at 28, and as you can see, my inventory is now filled up with a bunch of medica potions. I don't think they're as good as the ones you can loot and stuff, but they will absolutely do the trick. Okay, so with our new medica potions, I feel more confident in actually having the resources that I need to survive. So let's fly over to Aldrune, the city that Chaos Crusaders directed us to, and let's find this agent guy, the Ashlander, and talk to him, and hopefully he'll have some more information about Nerevarine cult and the Ashlander's like point of view. Let's see here. He's supposed to be in like a bar place. Could it be here perhaps? Aldscar Inn, I'm pretty sure. And it's down here. No, wait. It's this guy. Perfect. So usually he'll want like some sort of he'll want like some sort of gift. So that I guess he'll trust us or something. But of course, I'm gonna abuse the fact that we're a mage and have charm magic, and he'll just tell us everything we know. You wish to give me a suitable gift, but you do not know me well enough to choose such a gift, or you cannot find or afford a gift to be suitable for me. And he doesn't care about me giving him a gift. So let's just talk and ask him about everything, basically. I'm not sure exactly which dialogue option I need to click in order to progress the quest, so I'm just gonna click like random things, like so, and hopefully I clicked on the right thing to continue the quest. Let's actually read our journal here. Okay. So he gave us some notes about what I need to know about the Ashland cult and Nerevarine cult. These notes will satisfy the spy master, but this guy invited me to ask any question I wish, and perhaps I can learn some other useful information from speaking to him. Well, I think I asked him about more or less everything. So let's go back to Chaos Crusaders and ask him what he thinks. So let's just use our recall spell again to come back to Balmora, and we can just fly over to Chaos Crusaders. You know, you might have noticed that teleportation magic is really, really handy. And I kind of understand why they took it away from Oblivion and Skyrim. And I mean, there is a replacement with fast travel. But from a role-playing purpose, I feel like actually having access to magic is a lot cooler than just using fast travel. And this is actually the point where he tells us like what his point of view is. Like, why is Chaos Crusaders interested in the Sixth House, in the Ashlanders, in the Nerevarine cult? Like, what's his deal? So the Emperor and his counselors says you have that my character, have the appearance satisfying the condition of the prophecy, as in the Nerevar being reborn as the Nerevarine. And the Emperor has actually sent us as a proxy to be this Nerevarine. Like, if our character can satisfy the Nerevarine prophecies, like the conditions that needs to be met, well, then at least the Nerevarine cult, the Ashlanders, everyone will see us, hopefully at least, as Nerevar reborn. And he's like, I'm not sure if this prophecy is true or not, but if we can get you to satisfy these conditions, well, that's good enough for me. Yeah, teleportation fits better than fast travel. I agree. I mean, like, I will concede that like the end result is basically the same, but you know, having like an in-world explanation to fast travel is kind of cool. Okay, I don't actually remember the next part, so let's see what he has to say. Okay, I'm being sent to the Urshulaku camp and talk to Nibani Maesa about the Nerevarine cult. Okay, can do. So now I need to get to here, the Urshulaku camp. If you remember correctly, yesterday we went to the Urshulaka burial site, and that is just next to the camp. And it just so happens that I'm very soon gonna get a quest to obtain this item right here, the Bonebiter bow. But luckily we have already done that, so we can just head to the camp and instantly complete that quest. Of course, they will have more tasks for us to complete, but we'll get to that when we get to it. I'm just gonna fly here from Aldrune. It's gonna be a little ways, but it's gonna be fine. Let's also use some magic to avoid getting hurt. Okay. Umaluma, by the way. I don't think I've asked. What are you studying at the moment in college? I was talking with Zeros yesterday, and I asked the question, so I'm a bit curious. And again, if you don't want to answer, I completely understand, and I don't want to pry. And I will make sure that I keep being invisible, so that I do not get attacked. Like, even if the Cliff Racers actually spot me and get aggressive, I'm pretty sure that I'm fast enough to just outrun them. But I'd rather not take the chance. I'm in trade school to be a carpenter. Okay, nice. I have a few family members who are also like tradesmen, and it's a really good way to get like steady income, like knowing like a trade you can do with your hands, basically. Like, yeah, carpenter, electrician, whatever. And I feel like if I had to start over and like get on a career path that I know will like basically always be necessary, then getting into a trade is probably like a thing. Oh man. Oh man, that was close. Luckily I'm keeping my invisibility open. It's really fun except for the splinters. Oh yeah, splinters. I guess that's something you learn how to deal with, like when you're in the trade for a long time. I can imagine, for instance, like an electrician could get shocked a lot at the start, perhaps, maybe, I don't know, but that's probably something you learn how to deal with. Okay, so now we're here at this camp. Here we have the Ashlander people. They tend to live like this, and if I remember correctly, the person I want to talk to is here, the wise woman. Here we go, Nibani Maesa. I know that these people are very not happy to be talking to me, so I'm pretty sure I might need to actually charm them. Why should I trust you, Outlander? Exactly. Alright, so let's use our charm spell here. Some electricians never learn. I mean, to be fair there, Velo, getting shocked could actually be really dangerous. So in that sense, like, if you get a lethal shock, then yeah, you will never learn. Okay, right, so I fulfilled the prophecy that I wish to speak to you. I do not believe what you're hearing. You think you're Neverine, but you wish to speak to Sulmatul and Nibana Maesa. You do not look like Neverine. Well, the Emperor begs to differ. Okay, I need to speak to Sabamund in his yurt. He is Gula Khan to Sulmatul. He's a Gula Khan, Sulmatul's champion. Okay, so I need to speak to like the right-hand man of the leader of this camp. Then they aren't electrician anymore. True that. What was he called again? So this is Sulmatul. This is not the guy I'm supposed to talk to. Yeah, Sabamund. This is the guy. You know what? I'm just gonna preemptively use a charm spell.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay. Wait. Oh, here we go. Can I pay you 200 gold? Alright, there we go. Now he's He think I'm cool because I bribed him. And now I can talk to this guy. Alright, so this is the leader of this particular clan of Ashlanders. And he wants me to prove myself to him by getting Sul Senepal's Bonebiter bow. Just so happens to be the exact bow I have in my inventory. So, easy peasy, dude. And he wants us to do another thing, right? Okay, now I need to go question Ibane Mesa, and she will tell me everything she knows. Okay, cool. So yeah, we have just skipped a step basically, or rather, we did things out of order. What a coincidence! Yeah, exactly. the one dungeon that we just happened to raid contained the item that we needed. Huh? Well, that's lucky. Okay, so what should we do now? You must. Okay, now we need to go to the dissident priests and ask them for a bunch of books. But we do know one dissident priest, if you remember. Okay, first we need to report back to Chaos. But Mera Milo, she is a dissident priest, right? So we can talk to her. Should we put down a mark here? You know what? I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna put down a mark right here. Now we can teleport back very quickly. Of course, it's gonna be a bit more annoying to get back to Balmora. But hopefully... Alright, we can get to Nisus. That's good enough, because I believe, yeah, there's a Sill Strider we can ride to get to Balmora. Time will pass, and our flying buff might be... Let's see, we can go to Sidanin first. Yeah, we lost our flying buff, but using the Sill Strider network, we can head here to Balmora, and easy peasy, we're here, and we can speak to Chaos Crusaders. And now we have a mark in the Ursulaker camp, so we can go back. Because I know for a fact that we need to go back there a couple of times before the main quest is over. I'm ready for anything. I'm just gonna go through the dialogue a bit. And what does he have to say? Ah, he has found the 6th house base. And the locus called Ilonibi, whatever. And there's one trooper there who escaped, who got the Corpus disease. Aha! But before he died, he encountered a bunch of cultists and a priest called Dagot Garris. So we need to go talk to Reza Pulia, champion of this fort. Okay. And Arnie, hello there! Thank you so much for dropping by. How are you doing, Arnie? I assume you're a Morrowind fan. Very happy that you're here to enjoy the challenge. As you can see, we have made some progress in the main story, and we are about to raid the very first 6th house base. I'm doing good. I'm good. Thank you so much. I'm good. So this quest that we're on right now. First, let me just reapply my overpowered blessing. Yes, give me a second here. Yeah, let's buy a few of these potions. So yeah, there's a bunch of these 6 houses, or rather 6 house bases in this game, that you can clear out. Some of them are part of the main story. I love this game so much. Me too. I really like this game. This is sort of a comfort game for me. It's the first game I've ever streamed on Twitch, and like, it's a really fun game to like come up like different ways to play the game. Okay, what I'm saying. It's really fun to come up with like different like challenges or like goals to succeed playing this game. And it's really fun to you know, mess around with the skills and all the mechanics in this game. Like, don't get me wrong, the other Elder Scrolls games are really fun as well. But the one of the things I don't like about the newer ones, Oblivion and Skyrim, is that they remove so many skills and mechanics, because they are really fun to use and abuse. Alright, so now we just reapplied our flying buff, so now we can fly again and we can continue on with the main story. I'm replaying it right now because I deleted my old character by mistake. Oh no! Oh no! I assume it was like one of those like characters that you've had for a long time, because those are really, really sad to lose. You know what? That actually happened to me quite recently. Not in this game, but I was playing Crusader Kings the other day, and I had this like save that I've been playing at for several years, and yes, I did the very same thing. I actually saved over my character. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is get to the Mage's Guild here in Vivec, right here. There we go, and I can teleport to Ald'ruhn, and from there I should probably be able to get to the fort that the quest wants me to go to. Yeah, I want to go to Fort Buckmoth in order to deal with this 6th house base. I spent quite a bit playing that character. Yeah, I discovered the whole map except DLCs and became really OP. That is something I haven't done actually, Arnie, now that I think about it. Like a full map completion of Morrowind. That actually sounds like a way to play the game. That could be quite fun. Let's see. So if I use Divine Intervention, I think I can get to the fort. Let's see. Yes, perfect. This is where I want to be. That will probably take a long time, but it would be a fun way to play the game. Is this the person I want to speak to? Let's see. No, Reza. I'm in the minority when it comes to Morrowind. I feel like because I prefer using melee instead of magic.
Keep moving.
I know. It's super fun. It's just not my thing. Full respect to you, Arnie. And here's the thing. Like, I really like playing as a mage whenever I play fantasy RPGs. Like, that's just how I've been, like, forever, basically. But in this particular playthrough that we're doing right now, I'm not playing a mage because I want to. I think it's just the strongest way to play the game. I might be wrong. And I know for a fact that in late game, like, using melee weapons is very strong. But my question to you, Arnie, is this. If you're playing on max difficulty, how are you actually approaching the game with a melee character? Because I don't actually know how I would go about it. Only magic I use is restoration. That's fair. You know, that's just like having like a health potion. That's totally fair. Right, so now we need to go to Ilonbi. That's near Narmuk. Yeah, I kind of remember where this is. Yeah, it's over there. So we just need to fly to the west. Because here's the thing. Oh, enemies. Speaking of magic and what you can do, you can put on invisibility and you can just fly everywhere and not worry. Well, technically this method of flying is not magic related. It's, you know, related to that shrine buff I got earlier, but you know. So what I'm saying is a melee character could get this buff as well. But it is a magic effect. But yeah, as I was saying, like, to approach this game using like only melee weapons and playing on max difficulty, like, I'm not even sure what I would do. Like, I feel like I would just miss my attacks and then just get instantly killed. I'm sure there's a way to actually do it properly. And Folk Metal Core, thank you so much for the follow. Folk metal, that is one of the genres I really like listening to. It's one of the first first metal genres I actually started to enjoy as a teenager, and it stuck with me since. Yeah, folk metal is really fun. Well, it's fun, but it's also really good. If there's any bands that you like, please let me know. Always like expanding my music repertoire. I started with getting as high on my preferred weapon as possible so I can hit enemies. Makes a lot of sense. Like my recent run, I chose Redguard with long blades and I started with 50 long blade. I find Morrowind to be pretty easy, even on max difficulty, compared to Oblivion and Skyrim. Oblivion is definitely the hardest because everything is so spongy. Sorry for my English. No. I understand you completely there, Arnie. That makes sense. And English is hard, man. Yeah, I mean, English is not my first language either. Okay, where's this dungeon, by the way? It's somewhere around here, if I remember correctly. Maybe I need to speak to someone. Yeah, it's over here. Let me pause for a second and just... I just want to, like, rant for a second about what you said there, Arnie. It makes a lot of sense to start with like 50 long bane. I assume you can actually hit something properly at that point, but you will still get hit back, right? Because like it's very hard to actually like instantly kill something in Morrowind. Well, you can instantly kill like rats and mudcrabs and stuff, but as soon as you like face another, say like a humanoid character, I feel like you need to worry about your survivability as well, right? And I agree with you that enemies are spongy in Oblivion and Skyrim if you're playing a melee character, but magic in Oblivion is arguably even stronger than in Morrowind. English is the default language on Earth. You're not wrong, Velo. I mean, we are speaking English right now, right? So there is a point to that, absolutely. However, if you are living outside of the US or like Britain, then there's usually another language that is competing for that #1 spot. It is my it is my first and only language, and you still struggle, Uma. Oh man. You know, that hopefully, I mean, that makes me feel better about my English at least. Hopefully it's the same for you there, Arnie. Okay, let's chill for a second. Okay, so this is Ilonbi. This is the place where the 6th house base is located at. Here's the thing, here's the issue. I don't actually know the layout of this dungeon that well. If I like truly struggle, I will actually look up on my phone here like a map layout, and so I know where to go. Because in this run, I am allowed to like use, well, you guys as a resource, but also like the internet and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try to see how far I can get without actually looking up the layout. Oh man, just flying into this base like now just hit me with a bunch of nostalgia. Like the 6th house bases, they are very ominous with the like the red lightning, and at some point you will also see the monsters that the 6th house are creating, and they are quite curious to look at as well. That sounds like an important info in a Deathless run. I agree. I mean, imagine playing any game, not only like Morrowind, like any game, and your immediate intention is to like complete it without dying. I've actually thought about that and thought about like doing that as like a challenge at some point. It could actually be a fun streaming experience, depending on the game, of course. Because I know like games like Diablo and Path of Exile, for example, they are very popular with the hardcore rule set. And I've never completed any of those games, for instance. Also, what I usually do at the start of Morrowind is I get money and spend it on training. Oh, that's smart. I also start off by getting money. I usually use it on spells, not training. But yeah, getting the same amount of money and putting it into a skill, that is probably a very good start. If you're playing a melee character, and getting endurance to 100 as soon as possible, because you get HP based on your endurance each level up, but I'm sure you know that. I do know that, yes. I started actually this character with as much endurance and strength as possible, because I wanted to get as much health as possible. It's not a lot right now, because I'm only level 3, but it is what it is. Okay, so I want to reapply my invisibility spell. Okay, I failed. Let's try again. There we go. And the reason why I'm using invisibility rather than the Amulet of Shadows is because I can always regain magicka using mana potions, but it's a bit trickier to regain Amulet of Shadows charges. Okay, so we have a bunch of doors here. Let's look at the local map for a second. Okay, we haven't been here at all. Could it be this door? We haven't been here either. Let's keep on flying around. But I also really like the feeling of superiority, let's say, when you're playing as a mage, because you can do stuff like this. Okay, I don't think we're going in the right direction at the moment. Could it be Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, if he would have hit us with that spell, I think we would have died. Because, okay, listen, what happened there was that I entered the door, and when you do an action using invisibility, the invisibility will wear off. That's the difference between the invisibility and the Amulet of Shadows. Oh man, that could have been really bad. Oh boy. Okay, I'm actually gonna use the Amulet of Shadows going forward. Because I wanna avoid that kind of situations if I can. Alright, okay, here's another door. Let's see if this is the right way to go. Okay, we're going further down, so that's better. So this is what I sorry, I can't speak. I got so flustered there. This is what I was talking about earlier. Like, there is room for error still. Even though I'm playing as this overpowered character. Okay. And you can also see the duration of my buff right here. Here you can see Chameleon, right? This is essentially invisibility. And you can see it in the bottom right of the screen right now, next to the minimap. Okay, I think I'm going in the right direction. Yes, this is it. Okay, there's one guy chasing me. Okay, let's see how I want to play this. Because this is the right room. Yeah, so... they got Garrus here. He speaks to me even though he can't see me, and this is because this is like a dialogue like that is triggered to happen. So even though like I'm talking to him and stuff, he can't actually see me. So let me actually position myself correctly here, and it's also set up by using some magic and potions. Also, one thing to point out here is that even though I have Chameleon and I'm essentially invisible, some enemies can still see you. Because this is only 80% Chameleon, right? So when I hit this guy, I'm pretty sure he can actually see me. So this will actually be a proper quote-unquote fight. But I'm still able to fly around and stuff. So I'm definitely advantaged here. My first character was an Orc Warrior. By the end game, I had like 700 health and I was flying around the map just like a mage. Yes! With a robe that had levitation enchantment on it. Enchantment is a way to get like warrior characters up to speed. I completely agree. Levitation is so fun. I wish they kept it for later games, but I also understand why they removed it. It's pretty OP. I agree. But here's the thing. Like, I completely agree with everything you're saying here, Arnie. But I would say this. Like, what is most fun? Balance or fun? Because I think, like, I agree with you. Levitation is unbelievably broken. But it's so fun. So I would actually advocate for keeping it in these games just for the fun factor. I mean, you can have like different difficulty settings where maybe you like disable levitation in dungeons, perhaps, just to make the game a bit harder, or maybe it's like a self-inflicted like challenge. Also, I'm just gonna. Okay, go here and see what that guy was doing. So he stopped chasing me. I also know that there are some items I can loot here. There we go. These items I won't need. I'm just gonna sell them for later. Okay, so let's actually fight for real this time. I love games where you struggle in the beginning, but you're god by the end. I completely agree. And Morrowind really does this for you. You know what? I can actually equip these gloves. So these fortify my strength and agility by 20 points. These are actually really good gloves. Like, not for my character per se, but like in general. Okay, yeah. Alright, here we go. So as long as I fly around like this, he should never be able to hit me, basically. Yeah, and if he gets stuck on like terrain and objects and stuff like that, this is just a free kill for me. And it's a great thing that I'm leveling mysticism as I'm doing this, because that will increase my chance of actually landing spells. And also, I'm pretty sure that these guys can reflect spells as well. And this is one of the reasons why I'm using absorb health as my preferred way of actually dealing with enemies, because when they reflect absorb health, the health I absorb will be from myself, so it nets out. So you can't actually die from spell reflect using absorb health. It's something that a viewer called Skink Warrior, if I remember correctly, told me about. But what happened now? So we succeeded in our quote-unquote boss fight. It was a massive fight, as you saw. But with his dying breath, Dagot Gears smiles and curses you, even as my master will, as usual, come to him in his flesh and off his flesh. Gonna go eat lunch, be back in a bit, don't die. I will do my best, Umaluma. Listen, my friends, we have the corpus disease. Now this is an incurable disease in this game. There's actually a lot of people suffering from this disease, and people don't really, well, know how to deal with it. And now we have it. This is not good. Like, if we're supposed to fulfill these, like, prophecies and stuff to become Nerevarine, well, us dying from this curse, or rather this disease, will just instantly undo this for us. Let's also get out of here. Let's use Divine Intervention, perhaps? So this is something we'll have to deal with. So I need to go back to the Spy Master, which is, of course, Chaos Hades. Alright, so we teleported using Divine Intervention to the closest, like, Imperial Temple. And that just happened to be here in Bakhmoth Legion Fort. And we can just fly over using our levitation to Ald'ruhn here. And we can just enter the Mages Guild and use their teleportation services to get to Balmora, and we can continue on with the main story quest. Which will, of course, be us trying to figure out how we're gonna deal with this disease that we just got. Let's see here. I'm just gonna look at my health, or rather my magic potion supply. I think we're still good for now, yeah. I don't think we need to craft more mana potions. But that's something I'll need to keep an eye out on, like, throughout the game. Because as soon as I run out of mana, I'm done. Like, that's it. Okay, so the next part of the game is to go to Tel Fyr to find a guy there who is doing like experiments and research regarding this disease that we just got. The person in question is called Divath Fyr, or Divath at least. Fyr, that's his tower. Or okay, he is called David Fyr, and Tel Fyr is his tower. Okay, never mind, whatever. And this place I actually remember quite fondly from my casual playthrough. Tel Fyr is a place with a bunch of secrets and just weirdness, I guess. And if you're playing this game in this manner that I'm doing right now, as in focusing on the main story, this will also be the first Telvanni castle that you come across. Oh, come on. And Telvanni people are interesting in many ways. So let's see. I'm trying to get out. So I've teleported to this town here, Sardet Mora, because I know for a fact that it's the closest to Tel Fyr. Tel Fyr is over there, as you can see. So I can just fly over here. Let's put on an invisibility spell, like so, and we can fly. So the Telvanni, that's one of the factions in this game, and it's one of the like noble houses of Morrowind. The other being Redoran and Hlaalu. We're gonna deal with them shortly in the main story as well. But the Telvanni, they are magic. I guess. I don't know. They're wizards. They are masters of magic, and they tend to do exactly what they want without caring about anyone else, for good or for ill. And that means they are quite colorful as characters. You know about Eltonbrand? In my opinion, the most OP one-handed sword in the game, which is an Easter egg that you can only get by searching up internet how to do it. Yes, I actually did the Easter egg on my very first playthrough. I wanted to get it at the end of the game on my orc character, but one of the steps is you need to turn into a vampire, and because it cured my corpus, I was immune to all diseases. Oh no! But I didn't know that and tried to get vampirism for like an hour. Oh, I see. Oh, that's a shame. But is Elton Brand the strongest weapon in the game? Can't you like enchant something to make something stronger? I don't actually remember the stats of Elton Brand. But also, it's a good thing that you brought up vampirism. It's actually basically an Easter egg that you can even become a vampire, because it's not super obvious when you just play the game. And that's actually really cool, because there are certain quests in the game that are vampire specific, and then they're basically hidden. So one of the things about this particular place that we're at are these ladies here in Telfir. Because these wives of Divat Fear, they are like artificially made by him. And there are a bunch of these ladies in this tower. So that's, you know, one of the like cool, interesting, weird things about Telfir. And in this particular place right now, this is like, this is the guy we're talking about. We're looking at him right now. He has like a bunch of artifacts lying around, and some of them are really cool. I'm actually gonna grab one of them. Perhaps the least interesting one. But it's really cool to just loot this place if you could. And they also wear Daedric armor, which is really cool. Maybe you can make a stronger one with enchantment, but it's the strongest that you can get without enchanting. Fair play, fair play. Oh, this guy, yes! We have Divat Fear.
I haven't much time.
Let's give him this artifact so that he will help us. He's really hard to kill. I've actually never tried to. But if you do, you do get a bunch of cool stuff by, well, looting his corpse and just looting his general place. Okay, did we get his quest? Yeah, so apparently this guy who specializes in researching the corpus disease and stuff, he has given me a potion, or offered to give me a potion that will cure the disease. But first I need to find this guy and collect a pair of boots. Alright. I did kill him, but it did put up a fight. You know, at some point, I might actually try to give it a go. Alright, but all I need to go is down to his basement, basically, and give or ask a guy for a pair of boots. And that's all I need in order to cure myself. Before I do that, though, I'm gonna use my open spell to try to open this particular container. This closet here. Like a run where you kill all the toughest characters in the game. Yes! Oh. But only had a 60% chance of succeeding. That's kind of lucky. Umbra. Yes, Umbra is the character that wields the weapon Umbra, right? That would actually be really fun there, High Locals. Like a boss rush kind of way of playing Morrowind. I mean, that is how I play Souls games. Like, make a list of all the bosses and try to get them all. Now, this is one of the things you can get here in this tower. As I said, there are a bunch of like cool items here. The Cuirass of the Seaver's Hide. This name should ring a bell for you guys if you have played Morrowind, or sorry, if you have played Oblivion and Skyrim, because at least Skyrim, because in that game this is actually a Daedric artifact that you can get, and this guy just happens to have this item in his closet. But what will it do for us? Why do I want this item? Well, this armor right here, it's worth 150,000 golds for starters, which is like an insane amount. But also it gives resist magic at 60% on self. And if you combine that... wait, there we go. If you combine that with the Breton racial power, that is inherent 50% resistance to magicka, well... we are now immune to magic. So one source of damage. That depends, I guess, on how this works. Like, is resist magicka also applied on damaging spells, or is this just resisting like spell effects? I'm not entirely sure. Either ways, really good effect to have. Imagine trying to get the full price for that from a shop. Yes, I think it is possible, Hylocus, but it's gonna be really tricky. You basically need to buy a bunch of items from a merchant in order to like increase their gold up to 150,000 gold. So it's gonna be like a very cumbersome procedure to get up to that value, but I think it's possible. But yes, like just being able to sell this item for 150,000 gold, you're basically set for life. Okay, but now what we want to do is get down to his dungeon place where he keeps all his patients. It's over here, the Corpusarium. Now this is also one of these, like, again, like Telfir is just a really like flavorful place. I really like it. So to be able to sell this for 150k, you actually already need 150k. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. True. So this guy right here, he is the warden of the Corpusarium. There we go. And he's like, I will let you in here. You can do whatever you want in this dungeon, but don't hurt the patients. Because, and this is kind of an interesting thing about this dungeon. Like, there are a bunch of zombies here, but you can't hurt them because they're not technically zombies. They are patients to the owner of this place. But luckily for us, we have no intention of actually fighting. We're just cheesing our way through the game. Oh, please let me through. So we can just apply. We can just apply our Amulet of Shadows effect, and just get to where we need to go. And as I said, yeah, there are zombies. Oh, this guy was in a very annoying place here. There we go. So we can just fly past them all and talk to Jagrum Bagarn here. And this is kind of like the intended way to actually do this dungeon, which is kind of fun. And now you might, if you have never played this game before, this is actually a huge revelation right now. This is a Dwemer. This is a dwarf. The only dwarf that ever appears in an Elder Scrolls game, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Because as far as everyone knows, the dwarves have disappeared from the world. But this cool little guy, owner of Telfir, he has so many secrets, and one of these secrets is Jagrum here, the last dwarves in the world. But we got the boots that he wanted, I think. There we go. The boots are flying, and we can just head back up the tower and hand them in, and he will give us a potion that will save us from the disease, and we can continue on with the main story. Well, technically we're already doing the main story. All of these quests are part of the main story, but you get what I'm saying. The Mages Guild boss has a quest related to this guy, if I remember correctly. Oh, really? I have done the Mages Guild quest line, but I don't actually remember his relation to the dwarf. That's interesting. Give me the potion, open your mouth and close your eyes. Now swallow. Goodness, good grief. Look, it's working! And yeah, he wasn't actually sure about this potion working, but we are cured. Thank you so much, Debate. And we are good to go. So let's head back to the Spymaster.
Yes.
And see what we can get up to next. So let's teleport back to the closest Imperial Shrine, which happens to be here. Let's use the Mages Guild traveling or teleportation network to get over here. Try to like brute force ourselves past this person, and there we go. You know what? Now that we're here, let's actually recharge the Amulet of Shadows, because he's running out of charges. And at some point in this game, people will start attacking you when you sleep. So this could actually be quite dangerous. Let's see. Okay, we see a tall figure with a golden mask. Okay, so this is just a vision. Oh yeah, I think we're still good. So we're getting... We're getting some foreshadowing here of what's to come. Okay, so... I'm very careful in case the zombie spawns. Okay, there's someone nearby. Let's actually deal with the enemy before we continue on doing anything. There he is. Okay, how to do this? Okay, wait, give me a second. Let me think about this. I don't want to get stuck on the ceiling if I'm fighting this enemy. But I don't have that many charges on the... crap. On the Amulet of Shadows. Okay, I just realized I'm not able to fly. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Like, he shouldn't be able to see me, but I'm not entirely sure. You know what? Let's reapply. Okay, this is this is a situation here. Okay, let's reapply our flying buff. There we go. Now we can fly. Tactical retreat, exactly. Let's figure out how to deal with this situation. Because I don't really have any more charges on the Amulet of Shadows, but I should be able to. Oh wait, why did I shouldn't have reapplied my flying buff, because I need to recharge my Amulet of Shadows. And I need to kill this guy, because I know for a fact if I don't, I'm gonna forget that he's in the Mage's Guild in Balmora, and he will kill me as I'm passing through. So I really want to get rid of him. But let's start off by recharging our amulet. Yeah, and I can probably, you know, let's do it in the Fighters Guild. In case something bad happens here as well. I'm pretty sure. Wait, there should be some beds that I can skip in, right? At some point I want to make a mage glass cannon. It looks fun. It is really fun. It's absolutely my favorite way to play the game. But you're right about the glass cannon part. Everything would one tap me. Okay, so I'm pretty sure no more zombies will spawn. So I can probably recharge my amulet right here without any issues. And the way you recharge magical items in this game is just by resting. And that is why I'm spending several days just resting here in the Fighters Guild. And let's do one more to just completely fill up the Amulet of Shadows. It's completely recharged. And now we can apply our flying buff. And we can get to Balmora, and we can kill the guy, the zombie that just so rudely attacked us. Okay, cool. All right. And again, it's not necessary to kill the zombie, but I really want to do that for my health, for my sanity, and to avoid like making a huge mistake later on into the game. So let's head to Balmora. Now that we can fly and we have a fully recharged amulet. Let's also equip the amulet, because we know that as soon as we get...
Greetings.
You know what, let's actually activate the effect first, because as soon as we get to here, there is an enemy somewhere around here. One sad thing about Morrowind, as opposed to Oblivion and Skyrim, is that if this was like, say, Oblivion, all the NPCs in the Mage's Guild would go ballistic with having an enemy here. But now they just don't care. And as I said, some enemies can see you, even though you have the levitation effect on. which is why I was so careful about how to deal with this guy. Perfect. Alright. So, crisis averted. We can continue on with the main story. There we go. I might be coming off as like overly cautious, but I don't want to die. Not when we've made this much progress. The reason why I'm hesitating to start a mage character is that while for a melee character you can just get a sort of white woe and you're pretty much good to go until mid game. For mage you need so many things to make it work, and I just don't know where to get anything. You're right in a sense. There are a lot more like components that you need to get going when you're playing a mage in order to get like all your support spells and stuff. But in terms of damage, like I'm actually not gonna update my damage spell for the rest of the game. Like my absorb health spell that I'm using to fight, I'm gonna use that like for the very last boss as well. So I agree with you that there are some more components that needs to be figured out. Like what are you gonna, how are you gonna survive hits basically? Are you gonna be invisible or are you gonna use another like method? But you need something, right? But as soon as you figure that out, you're pretty much good to go as well. So it's a bit of a like a startup sequence, I guess. But once you get going, you're pretty much good to go. Or what are we doing now? Fast Eddie the Rat. He's a former Telvanni wizard. Oh wait, this is okay. Here we go. I told this spy monster how 6,000 cultists attacked me as I slept on bed. Never mind. I'm trying to find the journal log that's related to the main story, not other tidbits. Okay, Chaos Crusader was recalled to the Imperial City. He says he believes that I'm really Nervarina. Oh man! And he wants me to find the lost prophecies and deliver them to Nibani Mesa. His parting orders are just to go to the Hall of Wisdom and Justice, and where Mara Milo will tell me how to get the lost prophecies. Okay. So let's do that. And if you don't remember, Mara Milo is the dissident priest that we talked to earlier. She is one of the informants to Chaos Crusaders. So let's teleport to Vivek, and let's use Armed Civil Intervention to get to the closest temple. And that just happens to be exactly where we want to go. Now, I happen to know that Mara Milo has actually been she has been arrested by the ordinators of this town. But I'm pretty sure you need to figure it out, like in game, before you can actually continue on. I'm back. What did I miss? Not that much, I guess. Umaluma, welcome back, by the way. I did fight one zombie that attacked me while I was sleeping. But we dealt with it. All right, there we go. I mean, I was perhaps overly cautious, but we got rid of the zombie. All right, so Mara Milo, this guy said that she's at her private quarters, and I'm not entirely sure where that is. And what we're doing now is we're continuing on taking orders from Chaos Crusaders, and he said that he has been recalled to the Imperial City, but he actually believes that we are the Nervarine. And his last order was for us to essentially complete all the prophecies related to the Nervarine, and yeah, just become Nerva reborn. And he said that Mara Milo is one of the people who can help us doing that. However, she has been captured, and this note right here tells us that she has been captured by the ordinators. Oh, and now I need 2 divine intervention scrolls. Do I have that? I don't. Huh. Does anyone know where you can buy divine intervention scrolls? Can you do that at the temple? Or like the Imperial cult? Or what? Where's the closest place you can get divine intervention scrolls? I don't care about. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try the closest Imperial chapel.
Talk is free. What do you want?
Man. At the store. I should have thought about that! Well, if I use the spell Divine Intervention, I get to this place, which is the... Oh, here we go, a bunch of scrolls, let's see. Scroll of Divine Intervention, 2 of them, perfect, perfect. Thank you so much.
You want something?
And then I can use Omsiv Intervention to get back to where I was. Let's see here. She's imprisoned in the Ministry of Truth. And if you haven't noticed already, there's a giant floating rock in the sky. And this is not a bug, this is the Ministry of Truth. And what's the best way to get in? Is it here? So why is the Nerevarine important? Good question. I mean, like, one of the answers I can give you is that Nerevarine is the only one who can stop Dagoth Ur and his, like, plans of, well, recreating this machine or whatever he's trying to get going. And, you know, stop the 6th house and all the cultists and stuff like that. But why, like, why particularly, like, the Nerevarine is the only one who can do this? That I can't really answer. Like, I've forgotten so much about the lore about this game. But I assume, like, there's something between me, like, there's connection between the Nerevarine, or Nerevar, with Dagoth Ur. Like, that connection is what makes it so that Nerevarine is the one who can actually do this thing. And we can also, like, see this connection by getting these visions about Dagoth Ur when we sleep. I mean, I guess it's faith that will eventually bring us back together. All right, let's figure out how to get in here. I don't actually remember. Oops, I need more mana. I don't remember exactly which door I need to go into, so I'm just gonna look around. So let's use the Amulet of Shadows to not get caught. Oh, this looks familiar. I think this is it. Oh, I need to keep opening doors. Oh man, playing a mage is such a blast. Okay. Alright, so that was not the right way. Okay. So there should be another place I can get to somewhere inside this rock. And also, the reason why she's captured in the first place is because the people who are loyal to Vivec and the Tribunal, they do not take kindly to heretics. And Milo, who we're trying to find, she is very much a heretic. A worn cavern door. Let's try to open this one and see where this goes. Okay, that is also not the right door. Oh man. Let's also make sure that the Amulet of Shadows is completely recharged. Prison Keep, this could be it. Yes, this is it. So she is in one of these holding cells. Is it this one perhaps? No, it's not. I like how I can open doors, but only in one direction. It's still locked when going back. Let's restore some magic again. A heretic! Bring out the torches and pitchforks! Yes. I mean, that is basically what the Ordinator wants to do. Okay, let's try to open this door then. Nope. I could be... No. I was scared for a second that I was in the wrong place, but here we go. Perfect. So we give her one of the Scroll of Divine Intervention, so that she can get out of here. And now in return, she wants me to meet this person, Holamayan, and we will get the information we need to become Nervar, or Nervar Reborn. So I need to get to Ebonheart. Okay. Let's see. I want to use Divine Intervention. She intended for us to use the scroll, but we can just real easily just use a spell ourselves. Okay. So the next part of the main story is to find the place where all the dissident priests, the people who knows about Nerevar, Nervarine, and stuff like that, where they are holding out. And this person right here, she knows where to go. And it's actually a good thing that we lost our levitation buff during the boat travels, because you can only open this place during certain hours, and there's some rats we need to kill, and there should be no issue whatsoever. Like, I'm pretty sure I could even like survive some hits from these guys. Because the dissonant priests, they want us to, or rather want the Dunmer people to go back to the old ways, meaning to worship Asura rather than the tribunal. And if you remember from Skyrim and Oblivion, Asura, she is related to... Oh boy! Okay, I'm alive. We're all good. We're all good. We haven't died. We haven't died. Oh man. Okay. I got scared because you got scared. I'm sorry if I gave you a jump scare. Oh man. Yeah, enemies can attack you whilst you're waiting. So, okay, what happened there was I need to wait until dusk and dawn in order to enter this building, because those are the hours that Asura are divine for the Asura or whatever. But this guy just happened to spawn in front of me as I waited. I looked away and heard you scream. What happened? Yeah, I just explained. So as I was waiting, this guy just spawned in front of me, and I didn't have any flying buffs, any Amulet of Shadow shenanigans. I was just ready to die, basically. But luckily we didn't. We're still fast, right? So we can still outrun most things. Okay, so let's talk to this guy and just fill up our journal with everything that we can. There we go. So now we definitely have the information we need. Also, sorry for yelling and stuff. I was scared, okay? I'm just reading to figure out what to do now. They may look to Nervarine, Saint Nervar Reborn, to lead them against the grim armors of Dagoth Ur. So this is what we want to do whilst being the Nervarine. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what to do now. I don't exactly remember. Maybe if I speak to her? Because I know for a fact that at some point I need to go back to... Soup of Week! Hello and welcome! Where are you from? Guessing Scandi from the accent. Sounds like a bit like a Skyrim North. First and foremost, thank you so much for dropping by Soup of Week. And yes, you're completely right. I am Swedish. I am a Nord. Very, very, very true. Soup of Week, do you know where to go? Because I completely... I actually forgot this part of the quest. Can you show your gear real quick? Yes. So this is my gear that I'm wearing at the moment. I'm using the Boots of Blinding Speed. I completely ignore the negative effects. I'm using the cuirass of the Saber's Hide. So this combined with my Breton Racial will make me immune to magic. These two items, Fist of Randagolf, left gauntlet and right gauntlet. I don't need them, they're just good. Boots of Blinding Speed, my goat, yes! This is like the first item I get as I'm playing this game. And of course the Amulet of Shadows. You have seen me use these items many times. It's overpowered, it's like the best item in the game. And lastly, Mentor's Ring. It's really good if you're playing a mage. Soup of the Week, have you played Morrowind before? Or you're looking to, I guess, find inspiration to do so, perhaps. But yes, the Boots of Blinding Speed, that's the thing that allows me to move as quickly as I can. I haven't played Morrowind since childhood. Randomly searched for it in Twitch to see if anyone was streaming this. Nice content. Now that's a great coincidence there, Soup of Week. And if there's actually a few people like you in chat. Hyloka said the same. Like, he has played Morrowind back in the day when it's, you know, didn't have any mods or whatever. And I'm doing the same. I'm playing modless, vanilla Morrowind at the moment. He's PewDiePie's illegitimate son. What if I am? Like, what if I am? The bastard son of PewDiePie. I wanted to mention this before, but you look like PewDiePie a bit. Arnie, you're actually not the first person to make that comparison, and I don't see it myself. I don't think me and PewDiePie look alike at all. But I mean, we're both Swedish, I guess. So maybe there's like some common genetics or something. I don't know. All right, a purist. Yes, I'm trying to beat all the Elder Scrolls game using like the vanilla versions of all the games. Okay, but let's try to. You are blind then. I'm not sure. Sorry, Catflog. You're good. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to go now. Oh, here we go. I must bring these lost prophecies to Nibani Mesa as soon as I can. Perfect. I know where that is. We have even put down a mark next to her. But before we go to her, let's actually use Divine Intervention to reapply our flying buff. Where are we? We are in Sardit Mora. Perfect. So in Sardit Mora, we can head up here to the Mages Guild. We can talk to this person right here. We can teleport to Vivec. And here in Vivec, we can use Omsiv Intervention to teleport to here. And here we can use one of our levitation potions. We have 3 left. Actually, let me stock up on these potions before we move on, because I'm actually gonna need, or rather, oh, the Pint of Bean. Hello, and thank you so much for the follow. Sevid is back. I am back. That is correct. At long last, I am back. Even back to Morrowind. The first game I have ever streamed. But it says here that you're a first-time chatter. Maybe you have watched me from a different account. I'm so happy someone is catering to this niche. Morrowind has a special place in my heart. It was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it felt much scarier and fantastical than Oblivion and Skyrim. I remember having to use the physical map that came with the box. There's another viewer that actually showed me a picture of the original box. You know he's called. Maybe it's in the chat still. But again, the Pinto Bean, thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And also, Soup of the Week, I agree with every point you made there. It's not my first Elder Scrolls game. My first game was Oblivion, but I still really like Morrowind. Like that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back to this game, right? Oh, hi Locus, you still have the map. Oh, that's awesome. I have a physical map of the Skyrim world, not the Morrowind, unfortunately. I used to go by the name Game Guides way back when in the Subnautica days, which I did. Oh yes, I know, I remember. that art you did, Peter Bean, or Game Guides, depending on what you want to go by, it's still in my Discord. Oh man, I would actually really like to show you guys that art, but I'm kind of scared to tab out of this game. If I tab out of Morrowind, the game has a tendency to crash. So I kind of want to avoid doing that. But I remember you. I remember your fan art. I'm very appreciative of that art. I really like it. Thank you so much for dropping by again. Morrowind is my third Elder Scrolls. First Skyrim, second Oblivion, but I think Morrowind, but I like Morrowind the most. Oh, that's really cool that you started from the latest one and walked your way back like that. I have the Oblivion Guides book. Oh, man, if we combine all our books, then we can completely dominate Tamriel. All right. Sorry for yapping so much, but I'm really happy that that all of you guys are here and interacting and stuff. But let's, yeah, I put down a mark here. Let me show you where I am at the moment. I'm here at the top of the world, and I used the recall spell to teleport to a mark that I put down right here. And I did so because I knew for a fact I was supposed to talk to this girl later on in the story, and that's where we are at the moment. Let's see. I'm not like I'm operating now on like my vague memories, okay? So I'm trying to do my best here to figure out where to go. So I'm just going through like all the dialogue options at the moment to figure out exactly where to go. So in terms of like the in-game story and stuff, I'm trying to fulfill all the necessary conditions for becoming, I guess, Nerevar Reborn, Nerevarine. And by doing so, I will prove myself to be Nerevar Reborn, and I can save this world from Dagoth who's the leader of the 6th house and is doing bad stuff. And Soup of the Week, thank you so much for the follow. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Hopefully you'll stick around for the entire Elder Scrolls Marathon. At first I was scared to play Morrowind because of the huge text walls. Yeah, I mean, I'm clicking through them, so you see how I'll deal with them. But then I realized I don't have to read and I can just click the keywords through. I mean, you should read them at some point. I definitely recommend that. But, you know, once you've, gotten the gist of the story, I guess you can just play the game. It's literally being held together by duct tape. Oh, man. It's a good thing that you still have it, at least. I read them once for sure. Good. Awesome. You're the second person I followed. I am new to Twitch. What am I saying? Twitch. I'm honored to be your second follower there, Soup of the Week. And I'm also happy to be like one of the persons to like show you that some people still like play these old games, right? So yeah. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay. Yo, welcome to Twitch. Yes, very much so. Welcome. Yeah, there's a lot of like really cool, like fun communities here. Okay, let's try to figure out what to do here. Okay, so she has given me a bunch of versions of the prophecies. And I should bear the mark of the Moonstar. I think the Moonstar is the mark of Nerevarine, and you do not have this mark, so you are not the Nerevarine. Okay, so how do I get the Moonstar? Okay, maybe I can ask her about it again. Let's see here. No, I can't ask her about the Moonstar. Pass the test. I've told you all I know. Think on what I've told you and do what must be done. Oh, okay. So I didn't click the right dialogue option. Sorry. My bad. Okay, so I passed the second trial, but now I need to do the third trial. And what is that? I need to go to a shrine to Asura called the Caverns of the Incarnate. There are secrets I may not tell you about this cavern. Do not ask. Okay, I know of this cavern. I don't know exactly where it is. Okay, I know it's somewhere like in this region. So how can we do this in the most efficient way? This is a cutscene cavern. It is. Yes, it is. It is. And that is the reason why I remember this cavern as well. There are not many cutscenes in Morrowind, but this is one of them. Okay, so I'm just gonna put on an invisibility spell in order to avoid enemies. I don't want to die. This is a deathless run. Let's fly eastward. And again, if anyone in chat knows where this cavern is, then I would be very happy if you could like sort of direct me. I mean, it's gonna be hard to just like describe the general layout and try to tell me where to go. I'm sure someone has, has a map. You're right about that one, Hilocus. But I wonder if the cavern is on that map. Oh, OMG, the levitation potions. I was missing these in subsequent ES games. I agree. Yes, we were actually talking about this Sip of the Week. Yes, I also really like levitation. I mean, it's very overpowered, as we discussed, because I can do this. But it's so much fun. And yeah, it's sorely missed from the other games. I really wish that they used levitation magic in the other games as well. Okay, and I'm making sure that I'm keeping up invisibility so that no like stray cliff racer just decides to make me his lunch. Yeah, the one thing I really dislike about how they've gone about it in the other Elder Scrolls games is that they have kept like removing skills and mechanics from the games. And I mean, they have made some significant improvements in other areas. Oh, is this the place? No, this is not the place. For sure. But the fact that they remove like all these fun toys, right, that we can use, it's kind of a shame. I think this could be it actually. No, it's not it. But this is the general like vicinity. I know the cavern is here somewhere. Let's be a bit careful about these cliff racers. So yeah, I'm just gonna fly about the place and try to figure out where to go. I'm gonna make sure that I keep up my invisibility at all times. Oh, I think I have traveled too far, perhaps. Yeah, because it's supposed to be in like this gray kind of area. Okay, you know what? Let's just use one charge of the Amulet of Shadows. I don't have that many charges left, so let's try to stick to invisibility magic as much as we can. Have you done the DLCs before? I have. In fact, my very first playthrough that I did of this game, which I did stream on Twitch as well, I actually completed every single quest in the game. That was like my first intention, including the DLCs. So I've been to Solstheim, I've been to the mainland, and that was a lot of fun. I'm still desperately waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. 15 years after Skyrim, I'm not giving up hope. Yeah, same. I'm pretty sure it's under development, but it's definitely one of those games that were announced way too early. Given how long we waited for it. I haven't, because by the time I was ready to do DLCs, I played Morrowind so much in a row, I put it down, and then the game got deleted and never got to play them. You really should. I especially like I like both of them, but the Solstheim one is the one I remember the most, due to all the like Nord stuff, I guess, related to the game. I mean, I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, but you can actually become a monster, I guess, and with unique mechanics. Yeah, I hear that's everyone's favorite. Yeah. And as you can see, I'm completely lost. I'm trying to find this cavern. I know it's somewhere around here. And hopefully I won't die from cliff racer attacks. But I would recommend both the DLCs, actually. So I'm looking for like a big gray door And the fact that we're just flying around the gray area is perhaps not the most helpful thing. Man, the music in this game is also really good. I mean, the music is good in all the Elder Scrolls games, but I really like it in Morrowind. I think the music in Morrowind is my favorite music. Let's reapply some of this. Didn't work. Oh, come on. I'm getting a bit nervous, please. There we go. We are invisible again. So the fact that I'm flying is very nice because that means I can avoid all the ground enemies. The music never gets old. Completely agree. So I know that there's a path leading up to the door. But this is not this path. The music is wonderful. I often listen to it during work, even though I haven't really played these games in years. I don't have this particular soundtrack on my playlist, but I probably should put it on my playlist. But because I agree, like this is definitely a soundtrack that is, good enough to, have playing as you're doing other stuff. Absolutely. It's so mysterious and majestic. I love it. Yeah, me too. Me too. And as I said, like the music in all the Elder Scrolls games are good, but I think Morrowind takes the cake. So I'm looking a bit at the local map just to see where I've been and haven't been. And I keep flying back to this area because I feel like this is most reminiscent of what I remember. I hope we run into a Netch. Miss those guys. Well, oh. We'll see, I suppose. They should be spawning in this in the world. I know that they don't spawn immediately. I wish I could zoom out from the local map a bit. Let's fly in this general direction. But we are level 3 now, so right? Yeah, we're level 3. So those guys should be spawning at the moment. Oh, come on. The wind isn't helping either. Come on, can someone? Can this cavern show itself? Oh, I know I'm close. That's the annoying part. This is the Sheogoran region. Now, yeah, this is way too close. Maybe it's like closer to the Red Mountain. Sorry, as I just jumped in. What's the current quest? We are trying to find. We're doing the 3rd trial, and we're trying to find the Cavern of the Incarnate. What cavern exactly do you need? Yeah, this one, the Cavern of the Incarnate. And this is the 3rd step in order to prove to the world that we are in fact Nerevarine. And favorite enemy in Morrowind? Ooh, good question. Like, part of me wants to say Cliff Racers just because they're so annoying. but I don't think. For me, it's the Golden Saints. Oh, they are really cool. That's a good choice. I'm actually probably, like, on the top of my head now. Like, I haven't thought about this, like, super hard or whatever. I'm gonna... Oh, here we go! Do you know where Dun Ahe is? I do not, but I'm guessing that's, like, some place that's close by. Here's one of these brain netches that Super of the Week was talking about. Let's see if I can find that place, Hylocus. Oh, yes! Yes, I do know where it is. I do know where it is. It's right here. Okay, Hylocus, if you know the path, let me go to this place and tell me if I'm gonna need to go like northwest or south or whatever. There we go. But I'm gonna say that my favorite enemy is one of those ash zombies, like one of those with like a trunk coming out of their face, because they're so like creepy. Like, again, on the top of my head, that's the enemy I would choose, just because of the creepiness sector. It's to the south and a bit west of here. So south and a bit west. So maybe like in this direction. Let me try. I guess I can always return to that landmark in case I get lost. There's a road south of Dunahe. Yeah, this road right here. Let's see. Is this road, right? Yeah, that's a good choice as well. Could this be the road? I haven't been on this road. This could be the road leading to the... Yes! Hi, Locust! Thank you so much! Oh, man. You see, I was so close, right? I was flying around this general area. Oh, man. Thank you so much for guiding me to the right place. Okay. Now, you can only enter this cavern during the times of dawn and dusk.
Door is locked. Not open.
So what we need to do, and as the voice acting here is telling us, what we need to do is we need to mark this area. So this means that we can teleport back here whenever we want, as long as we have mana for it. Speaking of mana, I don't really have it right now, so let's restore some magicka. And I need to actually sleep... Oh, wrong spell. This is what I wanted to do. All right. Where are we? We are in Alderun. Perfect. Because what we need to do is we need to make sure that time passes so that it's either dawn or dusk so we can enter the cavern. But I can't wait using the wait mechanic if I'm levitating, as I'm doing right now. So I actually need to find a bed in order to make sure that time passes. But, you know, given that we need to go back to the cities anyways, let me actually make sure that I get some mana potions as well. Because I fear of running out. And so let me go to this place right here, the alchemy store here in Balmora, talk to this lady, and let's buy some frost salts and shadow salts, or void salts as they're called. Let me buy a couple of these. And with my alchemy set, I can craft a bunch of mana potions, and I can keep on doing the obscenely overpowered mage stuff that I'm currently using. This game was so ahead of its time, it's crazy. I don't actually remember many of the other games that came out during this time. I mean, I know that Morrowind came out like shortly after the 2000s, right? Like I need a comparison, like a comparison game to see if I agree or not with the statement. I mean, it's ahead of its time in a sense that it still holds up to this day. I mean, I really like Skyrim as a game, don't get me wrong, but I definitely think Morrowind is better. Not necessarily graphically, but in complexity, yes. Completely agree. And again, like I like Skyrim. I'm gonna play Skyrim during this Elder Scrolls Marathon eventually. But Morrowind definitely has a special place in my heart. And it's not even my first Elder Scrolls game. Oh. I'm out of money. More. Hopefully the money I have is enough. I don't need any more training. Okay, I probably need to make sure that I... which was your first? My first Elder Scrolls game was Oblivion. It was actually one of like the first RPGs ever I played. Your next game is Oblivion, correct, yes. Once we're done with this game, hopefully we succeed without dying, I'm gonna start playing Oblivion. And after that comes Skyrim. In the marathon, let's go! Yes! I'm happy that you're excited. Okay. So, let's figure out our money situation real quick. Because 32 gold is not a lot. I do have some items in my inventory that I can sell. So let's head to Caldera real quick to access the merchants here. But I need to keep this in mind so that we don't run out of money. Oops, I forgot to follow. No worries, Artie. I definitely would appreciate a follow, but you can, you know, consume the content in whichever way you prefer. Off topic, but you are super lucky in real life to live in real life Skyrim. I was just in Sweden 2 weeks ago. Gorgeous country. Oh, I do enjoy the nature of Sweden. I do. Like, I'm not a very outdoorsy guy, but I definitely think Sweden has its charms for sure. It's not like I'm not gonna like defend it by saying it's like the best place on earth or anything in terms of nature. Like every part of the planet has its charm for sure. But I do enjoy it. But that means then, Soup of the Week, that you were here for perhaps vacation or work. Where are you from? I've been really trying to find someone who loves Morrowind as much as I do, and now I've only found you. Well, I'm happy to be that person for you, Arnie. And there are a bunch of people who watch the channel who feels the same. Okay, let's see here. What can we sell? But I was there for work indeed. Oh, I live in the Netherlands. Oh, cool. Oh, there you go. Notification for your follow there. Thank you so much for the follow there, Arnie. I really, really appreciate it. But as I said, like I like all Elder Scrolls games, even though like I like some of them more than others. I like all of them, and Morrowind definitely has a special place in my heart. But given that Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, that game also has a very special place in my heart. I would actually say that I probably enjoy Oblivion more. I know it's a weird thing to say,
Speak
perhaps.
freely, friend.
I'm walking here, dude. Have you played the other Bethesda games, Fallout? Yes, I have. I actually have played Fallout New Vegas on stream. I didn't like do all the quests or whatever. Hopefully I won't need his books. I guess we'll see. But I really enjoy the Fallout games as well. Like New Vegas is definitely my favorite Fallout games, but I basically enjoy all of them that I played. I have played Fallout 1, but I've not finished it, and I've never played Fallout 2. We went lobster fishing as part of a team building activity in Sweden. Oh, cool! I've never gone lobster fishing myself. But eating lobsters, or rather crawfish, that's a very Swedish thing to do. I think I played Fallout New Vegas because I saw you played. Oh, really? Oh, man! That that makes me really happy. Assuming you enjoyed it, of course, there, Hi Lucas. But yeah, Fallout New Vegas is such an amazing game. I didn't spend as much time with it on stream as I did with Morrowind, but one of the major reasons for that was kind of fatigue. Me playing Morrowind for the first time, that was like a first playthrough, fresh experience. Fallout New Vegas, I played off stream. I played Fallout 3, New Vegas, but I definitely prefer Elder Scrolls. Do I prefer Elder Scrolls? I actually haven't thought about it. That's actually a really interesting question. I'm gonna give you my unsolicited. Okay, I can't even say the word. My opinion regarding that question, as I've thought about it for a few moments. Fallout 3 is great too if you like New Vegas. Definitely give it a shot. Yeah, I like Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4, the games I've played. I noticed that many people really dislike Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and only like New Vegas. I'm not one of them. I mean, I like New Vegas the most, but I think all of them are great. Me and my sister both played Fallout and Elder Scrolls, but I prefer the Elder Scrolls where my sister prefers Fallout. Interesting. I mean, mechanically, I definitely prefer Elder Scrolls, for sure. I can say that without a doubt. But I think in terms of like the world and the lore and stuff like that, I think I prefer Fallout. Like I think I might be like more of a like sci-fi guy compared to fantasy. All right, now that we're here, you know what? I really should have recharged my. Oh crap! I forgot why we actually went to the town in the first place. I need to get rid of my levitation buff. Sorry about that, everyone. Sorry. but that's fine because this allows me to actually recharge my levitation buff. Let's actually go inside here, the Fighters Guild, and see if we can find a bed. I don't wanna like I wanna sleep in like the bunk beds because I know that those are not owned by anyone. If you sleep in an owned bed, people will get really mad at you, and I don't want to get kicked out of the guilds if I can help it. Yeah, here we go. I like Fallout 3's world more than New Vegas. Oh, really? The story, RPG elements, and having iron sights is better in New Vegas. Huh, interesting. I'm not sure if I agree personally. I mean, they're both good. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They're both great. I really like Fallout as well. It has humor, which I enjoy, but Elder Scrolls just have something so immersive and addictive. I think just like getting into the gameplay loop of the Elder Scrolls games, I think is much better in Elder Scrolls compared to Fallout. Like there is a gameplay loop in Fallout as well, of course, and it's really good. But I think like having access to spells and stuff makes the Elder Scrolls experience so nice. Okay. We have a situation, everyone. Something about Fallout 3's greenish, depressing atmosphere is just so good. They nailed it. It is depressing, I'll give you that. Okay. Let's figure out what we're gonna do here. So, there's a zombie standing right here. You can see his legs. This is bad. I don't think he can hit me, like take a swing at me from this angle. And I still have my levitation buff, so I can still fly. And I have my Amulet of Shadows equipped, so I can immediately put on Chameleon effect on me. So let's try to do that. Dude, he was stuck in the bed. He might have actually been able to hit me. Oh man, that would have been a very sad way to... Okay, can we deal with him? Wait, no. No, don't tell me I can't hit him. Okay, cool. I mean, I guess I can use the... Oh no, please. I think he just did some swings at me there. Perhaps. Okay, I think I can kill him. Like, this is a very strange situation. I mean... Oh! We're good. Oh, okay. Teleporting zombies, but yeah. Oh man, that could have ended really poorly. Because I was flying and getting stuck on stuff. And as I said before, like, the chameleon spell is very good. But it's not foolproof. Okay, let's get rid of you. That was ridiculous. Oh man. Alright, but at least we got rid of him. Maybe I should actually sleep in another bed. In case that happens again. But it shouldn't happen at... Yeah, it shouldn't happen anytime soon. Given that we just got the event. So let's make sure that we fully reset the Amulet of Shadows before we get out and adventure. Okay. Well, that got my heart pounding there for a second. Oh man. Okay, let's make sure that we have fully filled up the Amulet of Shadows. I'm actually looking at the red bar down here to see if the charge is filled, and the red bar is filled. So, let's also make sure that it's 6 AM, so it's dawn. And now let's recall back to the Caverns of the Incarnate right here during dawn. Now we can actually enter this door.
The door is locked and will not open. The star is the key.
Okay, I'm full of shit apparently. Sorry about that. I assumed the door was gonna open. And there's enemies nearby. Oh man, So I can't rest. Okay. Time to wait. Yes, that is the plan. Okay, let's head back to the Fighters Guild and rest again. Okay, so maybe I need to wait to 6 p.m. I'm sorry about this. I thought 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. were the special times. But apparently I am incorrect. Yeah, we spent a lot of time just trying to open this door. Sorry about that. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm gonna equip the Amulet of Shadows in case we get attacked. And let's wait for 12 hours. Okay, we're good. And let's again recall back to the door.
The door is locked and will not open. The star is the key.
Okay, I am confused. A warrior would never have this problem. You're right in the sense that you don't need to worry about like recharging your mana and Amulet of Shadows and stuff. But you still need to get through this door. Okay. Could it be like...
The door is locked and will not open. The star is the key.
Okay, I'm a bit stumped at the moment. What? I'm doing something wrong here. I'm not entirely sure what. Maybe I have the time wrong. Like maybe it isn't 6 p.m. Maybe? Wait, does anyone know what I'm doing wrong? Because, yeah, it's 6 p.m. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not sure what. Could it be 9 p.m. that's the right time? Or like, maybe I need to do like like another quest entirely. Maybe need to wait until 8. Maybe wait until 5 p.m. and then leave time to travel there. Okay, I'm gonna try both. I'm gonna first wait until 8 p.m. and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna try to wait until 5. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, so let's recall.
The door is locked.
Yeah, so that doesn't work. So 8, that's not the answer. Okay, so let's wait until 5 and head back there. Yeah, and if that doesn't work, I guess I need to figure something out. I guess I can just wait here. Or maybe midnight. Oh yeah, that's smart. That's smart. So now it should be midnight. Give it another shot.
The door is locked.
Nope.
Not open.
Okay, let's wait until 5. And let's recall back.
The door is locked and will not open. The star is the key.
Interesting. I am confused. Now what's going on here? I'm actually like I'm opening my phone now to start reading. Has to be at night. Yeah. Star is the key. Like, is that an item I need? I don't remember that you need an item. Okay, the Path of the Incarnate. That's the quest that it says here. Oh no. Wait, no, this is wait. Yeah, okay. Might just be a bug. I'm reading on my phone now, and I've actually completely skipped a step. Okay. I'm not supposed to be here. Okay, I need to go to Sul-Matul. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, so here's the situation. I need to talk to Sul-Matul, and he's gonna give me like another quest to like clear out a dungeon, and after like we have cleared out this dungeon, we will get what we need in order to like decipher what it means to do the Path of the Incarnate. And after we deciphered a couple of things, then we'll figure out that that's the door we need to get to.
How can I help you?
So sorry for my confusion there. But the good thing here is that we have the mark still in next to the door. So as soon as we get the quest to get to the door, we can just teleport there straight away. Speaking of teleporting there straight away, we can just teleport there right now and fly west to the camp. Dungeon Raid, let's go! Let's put on the raid spell. So the Urshulaku camp is over there. So yeah, let's just fly northwest for a second. Now, the dungeon is gonna go basically exactly the same as everything else I've done in this game. Flying around, being invisible, only like killing the enemies I really need to kill. And one of the things I really like about Elder Scrolls, and I think this is kind of unique to Elder Scrolls also, I've never like played another RPG that does this, is that you will like level up your character, you will progress in terms of power, like no matter what you do. So for instance, if you're killing enemies, you will of course gain power by, you know, leveling your armor skills and your weapon skills, as well as taking their loot and stuff. But if you're like playing a thief and not killing anyone, just sneaking around, you will still progress. I wanted to ask, is this vanilla Morrowind? Yes, it is. I wanted to be as vanilla as possible during this challenge, for good and ill, because the game is very unstable. But it's really nice anyways to like play with the old graphics and stuff. But as I was saying, you will still, like, as a thief, you'll still progress your sneaking skill, which is power in a way, right? And I really like that there's multiple ways to play the game, and you will still like progress. And this is different from, say, Fallout that we just discussed, because in Fallout you are required to use experience in order to, well, get skill points. So you need to do like certain actions in the game. And I know that I've discussed this with Hylocus several years ago, because I remember your answer to this, Hylocus. But because there are downsides of doing the Morrowind way as well, because you can like completely cheese a couple of skills by like say jump on a spot just to level you up acrobatics or whatever. I use the graphical mods, but only to make the water look better and draw distance better. I mean, I actually very much prefer like pure Morrowind gameplay as well. I know there are a bunch of mods that actually modified the gameplay, and some of them probably makes the game like a lot better, even like in terms of gameplay. But I think Morrowind has a charm to it, to itself, that is obtained by, you know, dealing with the Morrowind specific mechanics. All right, so we need to get to Kogoran, which is over here. So, well, we're gonna keep on flying, everyone. So in Kogoran, we need to get 3 items. I know where to find one of these items, but not the other 2. So let's start with getting the item that I know for a fact where it is. I try to play all my game as vanilla, as my eyes allow me. I tend to avoid mods when I play games as well, at least for my first playthrough. Because you never really know which mods are like unsupported and stuff. That's not to say that mods make games worse. Absolutely not. Like it's the total opposite. But at least on the first playthrough, it's could be nice to just get the intended quote-unquote experience. All right, so this is actually kind of a semi-dangerous area. Let's make sure that I'm actually gonna kill it. No, I don't think I need to. Wait, I need 2 items. I need this one as well. Okay. Okay, so I got 2 of the items that I need. I'm playing Vero currently, which has a really old-fashioned look, a lot more pixely than Morrowind. Vero, I've actually never heard of that game. Interesting. I need to look that up. Okay. Right, so this is the dungeon proper. Okay. So right now I have Corpus Weepings and House Dagoth Cup. What do I need now? Oh, I need the Shadow Shield. I remember this item because the Shadow Shield is genuinely a good item. Like, not Amulet of Shadows level, but it's a very good item. So I'm probably gonna use the Shadow Shield a couple times. It's very new, only released a week ago or so. Aha, okay. I'm gonna check it out, absolutely. Okay. Retro style is very common nowadays. It's very common with like indie games and stuff, and I completely understand why you would go for like that kind of style, because it's a bit easier to produce compared to like realistic graphics and stuff, pixelated graphics and all that. Yeah. Okay, but listen. Here in Kogoron, I need to get hold of the Shadow Shield. I don't know the layout of this place, but I'm gonna figure it out. But not today. I'm afraid, not today, because I need to get off stream and get some food and get ready for the next day. No, I'm sorry, Arnie, I'm sorry. However, the Morrowind or rather Elder Scrolls Marathon will be back. Not tomorrow, but on Friday. I'm actually. Thanks for the stream. I enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed having you here, Arnie, as well as everyone else, of course. But I will be back Friday, everyone. Friday at 6 p.m. And we will continue on with this Morrowind playthrough from this very moment right here. So let's actually do a save real quick. And we'll see what we can do. So, to everyone out there, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Super Week. And thank you, High Locos, Eno, Evil Troy, Uma, everyone who has dropped by the stream, and everyone else lurking. Like everyone, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you'll join me on Friday. If you drop a follow, you can actually get a notification when I go live. But it's gonna be 6 p.m. Central European Time that I go live on Friday. And yes, have a wonderful evening, everyone else. Thank you so much for dropping by, and wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're all having a great time, and hope that we together can have a great time going forward with our gaming adventures. But until then, peace out!